Alright, hey guys, still on here. So I'm gonna be making a video on how I study for my permit test. So pull up Chrome or whatever you use. You want to put in the search bar your state. For me, it's Massachusetts. Then permit practice test. There will be ads popping up at first. You want to scroll down. You can use what I've been using is drivingtest.org. There is also epermittest.com, but I prefer to use drivingtest.org. So with this website, they have multiple tests that you can use. This is just the first one, as you can see. If you scroll down, you can see they have second test, third test, fourth test, all these different tests, different levels, easy, hard, hardest. All of them have, for the most part, different number of questions. Most of the questions are different. Some of them will be the same on other tests, and they will just be worded differently to get you thinking. But let's get into it, and we'll see how I get for my first try. Disclaimer, I have studied before, but I haven't studied in about a few days, so I might be a little rusty. And don't mind me going so slow. I'm a slow reader, I'm sorry. And for this specific video, I'm only going to do the first one. If you guys want me to do more, just put it in the comments and I will read them and I will make sure to put in another one. The more and more you do this, because I've done this quite a few times, the more and more you do it, you get the answers memorized, so it'll help you much more on the test. Not all of these are hard. When I first started doing this, I found it hard. But there were some of them, some questions where it just seemed like common sense, and I obviously drove around before with someone else driving, of course, but I've taken notice of signs and certain colored linings on the ground. So, and there are also some that are just plain old common sense, like this one right here. This is just a school zone. As you can see, there's the mother and then her child. This one I did have a problem with, I remember. But I remember it was this because it makes sense to have your headlights on the closest you want from the sunset to the closest it will be to the sunrise. That way you are standing out in between the biggest time period out of all of these that it's going to be dark. Because if it's 1 hour after and 1 hour before, you're losing a whole hour compared to if it was 1/2 hour and 1/2 hour. This is an example of one of the ones I found that was common sense. Okay, guys, so here's something I want to elaborate while this silence is going on. I knew the answer to the question. You'll see it later in the video. Trust me. I couldn't leave it like that. I had to say something. I'm sorry. Okay, so I messed up 23. I was trying to go fast. I know that was a railroad across the time, so I started reading a bit too fast. So I'll go back and fix that. That'll be in the challenge bank. So anything you get wrong, just instantly goes to the challenge bank. See, what I chose was crossroad because I was reading too fast when it's actually railroad crossing. But of course I knew what it was. So when you finish the actual test itself, it'll tell you your score and it'll tell you whether or not you passed. I'll just speed run through this again. That way I can, oh, never mind. It shows me right there. I got a 96. In Massachusetts, you need a 72 to pass. It varies from state to state, I've noticed that. But in Massachusetts, you need a 72 to pass, and I got a 96. Only got one wrong. I won't do that on the actual thing, because I won't be speeding through it. But there you go. That's how I've been studying, and wish me the best of luck for when I go and take my actual permit test.